Let Mama teach you how to decoupage with rice paper. Now we're going for a vintage look theme antique rust. So we're going to take these sunflowers and bees and cut them out of the rice paper and lay them out to where we're going to see how it's all going to fit and work out. Next, we're going to go ahead and cut the excess paper that's going to be overlapping onto each of the images. This is going to allow a smooth transition from the pale to the actual rice paper and not create bubbles. But first, we're going to have to go ahead and prep the pale itself. Because I haven't had good experiences with the paint just directly on the surface, I want to go ahead and create Mod Podge layer. That way the paint can adhere to the Mod Podge and not to the actual pale. And once you do this, you're going to go ahead and let that dry and then go ahead and apply a Mod Podge layer on top of the paint to create it. And we just painted the color for the pale a vintage white from Folk Art. And it was just a really nice color because it's just going to go along great with the sunflowers and bees that we have already picked out, to where the image just looks like it fits right onto the surface. And like I said afterwards, once you have that Mod Podge layer on top of there, then you can apply your image for the rice paper and just let it set. But make sure you leave a little bit of the edges hanging, because I did make the mistake of going ahead and Mod Podging the layer and not realizing that I had to go ahead and soften up the edges. So now we're going to go ahead and put the bee on there and everything looks nice. So now, to get the image exactly how we're going to want it, we're going to take a paintbrush dipped in water and we're just going to run it along the edges. That way we can be able to remove and tear the paper very easily. And it might take a little bit more water than what you're expecting to get it going, but once it starts, it'll just work and flow, and this part's going to be very satisfying. Again, the reason why we're doing this is just to get the soft edges to where you can see the image just easily transitions onto the paint of the surface of the can. And you're just going to keep going around, and afterwards Mod Podging the correct way, tearing the edges with the water, and then Mod Podging the bee on there for it to stick. And once you apply that, make sure there's no bubbles left in there, and smooth it all the way across and Mod Podge all of it over. That way everything sticks into where the rice paper will not, come up or get tore anymore, and it all works together. And one part that I did not show is that I actually used some distressed ink and rust technique on there to definitely touch it up and make it really pop. Love how this turns out, and to find more DIY inspiration, you can find us at Mama's Little Shop.